If we can put a man on the moon, we can devise ways to fish that do not kill sea turtles and other important animals as unwanted bycatch.
This is Duke University.
My name is Lee Davis. I was a third-year law student this year at Duke Law. This spring, I was a student with the Duke Environmental Law and Policy Clinic. One of my clients was the Karen Beasley Sea Turtle Center. And this semester, we filed a complaint against the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries and a few other agencies under the Endangered Species Act to protect sea turtles off the coast of North Carolina.
After my daughter's death, I was so involved in trying to get the beach program, keep it going, something that she had started and came from her heart. This little turtle washed in and had a serious head injury, and I had met Greg Lubart at the vet school. Everything was in the right place and fell into place. So I took the turtle up to the vet school, they cleaned up the wound, they bandaged and did all this stuff, and then there's no place for it to go. We passed the hat, we bought a pump, we bought pipe, went up to Pine Knoll Shores. Stuart May, who's the director up there, great friend of ours in sea turtle, said, you know, I don't have an extra tank, but there's one on our trash pile that if you've got a fiberglasser can fix it up. Brought it back home, fixed it up. Turtle went into the tank. We now see about 35,000 people a year just in this tiny little place. Just last week we had 3 days where we had almost 500 visitors in our 2 to 4 visiting hours, and the other days were around 300. So people have responded to our work and to the sea turtles in general, and we're very grateful for that.
Well, when I first started work here with the clinic, and I guess it was the fall of 2008, we started working with the Beasley Center, the Sea Turtle Rescue Hospital and Rehabilitation Center, on a sonar issue. The Navy was looking at putting an undersea warfare training range off the coast of North Carolina, and the center was concerned about what impacts that would have on sea turtle habitat, which had not been analyzed by the Navy up to that point. And once we finished that and the Navy decided to move the location of the undersea warfare training range, the Beasley Center said, you know, this has been a great process. The client had really enjoyed working with the students, thought the students had done a great job. The client is a Duke alumna, so she was very much interested in doing something that would support the university as well as get some more attention paid to sea turtle concerns. And so she asked us to start looking into different fishing practices and the relative impact that they had on sea turtle populations in the form of incidental bycatch or take under the Endangered Species Act.
And I couldn't have been more thrilled when I first received the contact from Michelle Nolan, about whom I had met previously, about the possibility of some of the Duke environmental law students researching topics of interest to the Sea Turtle Hospital. I jumped on it like a flea on a dog, believe me. This was a wonderful concept, and I am so excited about it. It has already had wonderful payoffs for the Sea Turtle Hospital.
The argument made in the complaint basically had 2 points. First, that the Division of Marine Fisheries and its supervisor was allowing takes, meaning disturbing of sea turtle population either by killing them or wounding them or in any way of interfering with sea turtles. It was allowing takes within a permitted area, but it was allowing too many takes, and it was inadequately measuring the takes that were happening within the permitted area. So the other half of the complaint was alleging numerous takes that are totally unpermitted in various other sounds.
Serious scientific research was a very integral component of the case. We used a lot of facts to back up our arguments. We were using specific facts about migration patterns, where the turtles were, that they were in the water 365 days a year, that they were at all parts of the coastline, and facts like that were really important to our success in the case.
Once we expressed that willingness to have a discussion about what a regulatory program would look like, once that kind of initial rhetoric in the media died down and it became apparent to the state that we weren't interested in gutting the economy of these coastal communities, that we were really looking for ways that fishing could go forward in tandem with enhanced measures for sea turtle protection, the state and their lawyers and we sat down, over a 3-month period and had, just numerous meetings to hash out what the contours of this settlement would look like. And it was a great conversation. Really, we learned a lot, they learned a lot, and at the end of the day, when we were able to finally reach a settlement agreement and sign on the dotted line, there were happy faces, and we all felt like we had come a very long way in understanding one another's concerns and coming to a resolution that was going to be good for North Carolina.
If you are interested in big civil litigation that's not appellate level but is trial level, that the Environmental Law Clinic, even if you're not into environmental law, is a really good option. It's very big cases, big discovery, and it feels like you're in a big civil litigation. It's a lot. It feels kind of like firm practice.
I want to be involved with policy when I enter the working world, but I know that to be a successful policy consultant, I can't just have policy knowledge. I also need to have knowledge of economics, I need to have knowledge of science, and I need to have knowledge of law. And I think that the clinic has really emphasized to me how important that knowledge of the law is.
This was really a student-led project from the beginning. I was there kind of as the air traffic controller, I guess, but it was really a student-designed and student-led project where they did the initial research to figure out what fishing practices were causing the most harm. They did the legal research to determine in what way the Endangered Species Act applied, who the defendants should be, what those claims ought to be. They compiled all the evidence. We made evidence charts, to say, well, if these are the claims that we're trying to make, what evidence do we need to be able to support those? They sat down with the client and made the presentation of ideas and worked with her to figure out what direction to take. And they did the initial drafting of both the 60-day notice and the federal complaint.
I think it is an absolutely wonderful partnership. As I said, it's already had some good, tangible results. We are honored to have these young students speaking on our behalf and researching on our behalf. And it's just a great thing. It's a win-win-win-win-win all the way down the road.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.